So you're applying for Cambridge, good on you, but there are 31 Cambridge colleges, so you're probably sitting there thinking, like, what even is the difference between them and how am I supposed to choose out of 31 whole colleges? Well, I applied for Cambridge last year, and I'm going to take you through the steps that I used to figure out the college that I really wanted to go to out of all of them. So without further ado, let's just go straight into it. The first thing that you need to do is filter it out by colleges that you physically cannot go to because of, they just won't take you. So if you're an undergraduate student, there are certain colleges that will only take postgraduates and mature students. For example, Clare Hall and Darwin only take postgraduates, and Hughes Hall, St Edmunds and Wolfson only take mature students and postgraduates. So if you're undergraduate, then you can't apply there. Also, not just in terms of the course type, but the entry requirements. There are certain colleges that may not take you, even if other colleges will, based on the entry requirements, because they differ from college to college. Not by a huge amount, but by some. For example, because I was applying for medicine, and I was doing A-level biology, A-level chemistry, and A-level psychology, instead of A-level maths, which is what a lot of people choose, there are certain colleges that didn't take me because their entry requirements were A-level chemistry plus 2 STEM subjects. But obviously, they didn't consider A-level psychology as a STEM subject. So that's something to bear in mind. You need to rule out the colleges that you physically cannot go to, either because of the course type or the entry requirement, because they do differ. Once you've ruled out the colleges based on that criteria, then we're going to go into this website called Virtual Tours Cambridge. So just go on your browser and just search up. There's the URL there, that's what you're going to search. Go straight into it. And then we're going to click let's get started, and then obviously depending on which course you're doing, so I was doing undergraduate, so I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to scroll down to find medicine, which is the course that I was applying for. And there we go, and then you have this lovely map that will show you everything, all the colleges and departments. Now before we get into what this map is for, let me just say 2 very important things. The first one is that if at the end of this video you still haven't chosen what college you want to go to, it doesn't matter. On your Cambridge application on UCAS, just put open application. You don't have to choose a specific college if you literally cannot decide. This is only in case you do actually have a preference for a college, but if you don't, an open application where you'd be allocated to any one of the colleges randomly, that will not disadvantage you in any way. It'll be the same. Your chances of getting in are the same, whether you choose a college or whether you do open application. And then that brings me on to the second important point, which is you do not choose colleges based on their entry requirements or number of students, because I know a lot of people, they make entire Excel spreadsheets and write down like the entry requirement, statistics and everything, admission statistics, number of students. That's not going to help. That's not going to help you get in. Like, for example, Homerton College is the biggest college in Cambridge. A lot of people think that if you were to apply there, you'd have a bigger chance because there's more spaces. That's not the case. That's not the case. Even if you were to apply to a really small college, like one of the smallest colleges, if they have no space in their college but your application is really good, what they will do is they will pool you in the winter pool, and then another college can pick your application out of the pool and decide to take you into their college if they have a student, if they have any spare spaces, or they have a student who has a weaker application than yours that's applied to their college. Whatever college you apply to, if your application is good, you will still be able to get in. It's not dependent on the college. The only reason you'd want to choose a specific college is because of your own preferences. So here we have the map, and then obviously what we're going to do is we're going to click on department, and it will show you where your campus would be. So obviously because we clicked medicine, it's going to show us all the medical kind of campuses. So if we have this medicine thingy here, it shows us where our campus will be, which is here, the biomedical campus. That's where we're going to study medicine. So now the first thing that you may want to consider based on that is how far the colleges are from your campus. So obviously we know my department is right here. If you click on the colleges, it shows you where all the colleges are situated in relation to the campus. So that's the campus there, R1, and we have all the colleges. So right away we can see that this one, Homerton, is right next to the medicine campus, which is very good for me, and I know that all of these colleges are very far away. So what I will do straight away is I'm going to rule out all of these colleges here. All of these colleges here, I'm going to rule them out, and because they're too far away from my campus, because I like to sleep, and like I know I'm probably going to end up oversleeping at some point. So if I was to oversleep and then I'm late for my lecture and then I'm like on the other side of Cambridge from my campus, and that's obviously going to be a bit of a problem for me. So that's why I'm going to rule out these colleges here So that's something that you may want to consider. If you don't really mind about, you know, being far away from your campus and you like cycling, for example, then you don't have to apply that criteria, but that's something that I would apply. That was my first criteria. The second thing that you want to consider is where the colleges are in relation to things like leisure, the town centres, the train station. So we know straight away here that the train station is right there. And we also have all of these things here, like the Cambridge Leisure Park, which they have like bowling and the cinema and everything. You also have this area here, which is the Student Services Centre. Basically, what is the town centre? You have the museum, the Arts Picture House, like the old schools, whatever that is, the arcade, all of that kind of stuff. You also have lots of green spaces and parks and everything. You have the university library. So you want to consider, in terms of like what kind of a person you are and where you know you would spend your time, you'd want to consider where your college is in relation to that. So if you are the kind of person that loves to like go out with your friends and go bowling and that kind of thing, then you might want to consider a college that is closer either to the town centre or to this place, the Cambridge Leisure Park. If you are someone who really likes the green open spaces, then you might want to consider a college that is closer to these kind of areas. Or they also have this place, the Green Ladder. You might want to consider a college that is closer to there, such as this college here, or that college, for example. So in terms of like where you would want to spend your time, your free time, then you'd want to consider a college such as that. So for me, I really like going out with my friends. I really like doing things like, you know, shopping and bowling and all of that. And I'm not the biggest fan of nature. Like, I do like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not a tree hater. I do like nature, but it's not something that I would spend my free time in. So I kind of, from there, I ruled out these colleges here, these colleges up here, and I went more for the colleges that were here in this town centre kind of area. Why is it doing that? He's crashing. This is not supposed to do this. And these colleges here, like just there. So these are the ones that I went for. So the ones in the centre and the ones closer to the train station and the Cambridge Leisure Park. What you're going to do is, from the colleges that you now have remaining, is you're going to go through them one by one and you're going to make a pros and cons list. So what you want to do is you want to get a notebook out and a pen and just write down a pros and cons list for each one. So we have this one, Pembroke College. When you click on it, it will show you basically just a general picture. So if you go on here, you'll have some more pictures of what it looks like, the campus and everything, which is very nice. They have videos, which is just some people saying why they chose the college, like what it has to offer. If you have here, it will show you the facilities and all of that. And you also have the opportunity to explore the grounds in a 360, like so. So using those materials that they give you for each of the colleges that you now have left over from your narrowing down, you're going to make a pros and cons list of what you like and what you don't necessarily like. The things to consider within your pros and cons list would be the size of the college. You want to consider the aesthetic appearance of the college, like what it looks like based on the 360 and the pictures. And you'd want to consider the facilities, whether they have like nice gardens and all of that, whether they have, you know, nice seating areas, nice relaxing areas. I'm sure there's a better word for it, I just can't think of it right now. Relaxing areas. And obviously look at the videos and see what the students say about their, you know, their satisfaction, if there's any other perks to living in those colleges. In the end, for me, it was between Corpus Christi and Homerton, and I went with Homerton purely because it was bigger and I like being around more people. Which is strange because I'm an introvert, but I like being around more people. I don't really understand why, but yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, that's about it. I hope that helped. I realised this is backwards in the camera. Just pretend it's the other way. This is supposed to say subscribe in case you can't figure it out. But yeah, I'm going to be making more videos about university, not just Cambridge and Oxford, but other universities as well. I'm planning on making a series on like each of the universities within the UK. Maybe not all of them, but like the main ones, to give you guys a better idea which ones you'd want to go for, because obviously the UCAS deadline, especially for Oxford in medicine, is coming up fast, so we want to know what universities we're going to apply for. So yeah, if you want to see more of that, then consider this, like the other way. And yeah, I hope that helped. I don't really think I have anything left to say, so bye guys.